Ten Hag is a big fan. Romano says Manchester United have already made contact with the man midfielder. Can United add one more player to their midfield before the window slams shut next month? Manchester United are considering signing 21-year-old Ryan Gravenberch, who is a better version of Pogba. The club is exploring the possibility of the deal. The sign Gravenberch United will need to offload players such as McTominay and Van de Beek. Bayern is also a potential obstacle in the transfer. Despite the luxury first year in Bavaria, Gravenberch has shown great potential with impressive start in the Eredivisie. Former players and coaches have praised his talent and compared him to Pogba. United should pursue this deal to help him with his potential. Manchester United are exploring the possibility of signing 21-year-old star Hill as a better version of Pogba. Before the window shut for transfer expert Romano, Manchester United news was delayed. It's been a reasonable successful transfer window for the Red Bull this year, and despite struggling to offload several of their underwanted players, the side certainly looks stronger than they did in May. Massimo will give Everton head more options in the middle of the park, while under Onana should make a monumental difference with the ball at his feet and even relatively proven. Ramos likely to have the natural ability to be usable this year. And in the even more good news for the United faithful, Ten Hag could be able to bring one of his former Rajas players to the Theatre of Dreams, as transfer expert Romano has reported that alongside better grateful Liverpool, the three-time European champions are interested in Ryan Gravenberch and are exploring the possibility of signing him. However, the club will need to try and save players such as Scott McTominay and Donny van de Beek before they can't add the Bayern Munich midfielder to their ranks. Romano explained the situation on his YouTube channel, saying Manchester United also called for Ryan Gravenberch because Ten Hag is a big fan of the player and they want to ask for the potential condition of the deal. So at the moment, Bayern are the big issue because they don't want to sell the player, but in case Bayern will give the green light in the final days of the window, given an eye on Liverpool, but especially on Man United because I'm told that Man United are really exploring this possibility. Of course, it depends on Van de Beek leaving and maybe McTominay leaving, so it's not something easy, but contact took place to be informed on the situation on Ryan Gravenberch. How good is Ryan Gravenberch? There's no escaping from the fact that for such talented footballer, his first year in Bavaria was utterly underwhelming by almost all metrics, despite moving for the nutshell inside a weekend fee of up to £20 million. The Dutch international star just 3 Bundesliga games for the champions, making addition 21 appearances off the bench and failing to register a single goal or assist for who scored. However, in his last 2 seasons in Amsterdam, he started 57 Eredivisie games, scoring 5 goals, assisting more and averaging a genuinely impressive match rating of 7.31 across both seasons as a goal scorer. Additionally, while he may not have started too many games for FC Hollywood, his underlying numbers from the last 12 months are excellent and indicate that he could easily adapt to more game time. According to everyone, which compares play in similar position across Europe's top 5 leagues, the 6'3" jab sit in the top 7% for scoring action, the top 13% for progressive passes received, the top 14% for non-penalty expected goal, the top 15% for total shot, and the top 20% for non-penalty expected goals, plus expected assists over 90. While the raw number will be plenty confusing for most fans out there, what have former players and coaches said about the midfield dynamo in the past? Former Ajax forward Wim Kieft could not have been more complimentary of the 21-year-old, describing him as the greatest talent in the Netherlands just a few years ago. Brian Tafferden, the £152,000 a week stars former coach, wasn't shy about his opinion on the youngster, either boldly proclaiming, "Technically, I would say he's a better version of Pogba in his best day, as well as in terms of his technique and his presence on the pitch. He's very dominant like Pogba was, and that was I see in Ryan." Finally, even Ten Hag was Baxter lyrical about the midfield as during his time at Ajax manager, saying he has a lot of capacities, especially in attacking sense, but he also comes to understand that other work better and better. Ultimately, United should be doing all they can to try and get this deal over the lines this summer, as linking back up with his former boss could be precisely what Gabriel needs to reach the enormous potential so many clearly believe he has.